So I'm rebuilding hydraulic cylinders. They're just messy. No way around it. They're fluid powered. The fluid's leaking. That's why you're changing them. So if you can pressure wash them is good. It's a good start clean. My pressure washer is just portable outdoor. I don't feel like setting it up and re-winterizing it for tonight. So I'm just gonna scrape this. With that snap ring out of the way, we'll take a punch. We'll drive that. And you can kind of hear the fluid dripping. We're pushing against that. You can kind of see it back there. So we'll keep driving that forward and there'll be another snap ring under there. And there's that other snap ring. So now we'll just let that drain, and then I'll pull the lower pin and pull the rod out. Breaking these rod nuts loose is about the hardest part. They're always way tight. The easiest I've found, just leave it on the tractor frame. Let it support it so you only have to fight one end. Then these actual pistons you'll want to watch. Some are one piece. This one's multiple. So this helps to video in general, just so you can see how it goes back together. So we'll have that stack, this washer, and if you look, there's an O-ring there. Probably what's holding this one up. But it doesn't want to come out separate. There we go. That's about it. So there'll be seals in there. That's what's leaking on this one. You can see they're gone. Not much left. So now for the actual resealing. I've got all my new seals laid out, and then I'll just take my old ones. Probably start with the easiest, which is this wear ring, and that's what actually slides on the cylinder, takes the load, and keeps your packing from wearing out. So there's that. I washed these all in a solvent tank, but I'm just gonna wipe down what's left. Of course, they'll be in oil when they're done. And there's the new wear ring. So then here's your V packing. So there's one backer. One. Two. Three. Four packing seals, and then the backup ring. And then there's this O-ring back here. It's just fresh oil in the squirt can. One O-ring. The backup ring, we can oil it. It doesn't really need it. It's hard, it's rigid. So then 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And if you get confused on these, you always remember the open side goes toward the pressure. So there's that. And you can see those are a lot sharper on the ridges compared to this stack. So that was part of why it was leaking down over time, was the pressure could bleed by. So then that just sits there. And of course that will back up against the wear ring. And then we have the rod gland. So that's the snap ring where we pulled the very first ring out. So there will be this O-ring and a backup ring. So the O-ring's always on the pressure side and the backup ring backs it up, and it just keeps it from moving and gives it a square surface to build pressure against. Then here's the big one that was leaking, was the pressure ring in here. And you can see it's just crumbled with age. There's just not a whole lot left of it. And of course you just put it back opposite of how it went together. So I just set that on the anvil and then tap this face in, just a little easier. So then there's this pressure seal. It's got an O-ring, so the O-ring will go toward the pressure. So then these, you just kind of put them in. If you can get your finger to get it started. Like that. And it just pops in. Sometimes they're easy like that. Sometimes they fight you quite a bit. So then we've got our O-ring, or a backup ring. And you can't really see it, but there's a slight curve. This side's flat. This side's got a little curve to it. And you always put the curved side to the O-ring. And just, double check, make sure it's in there right. Roll your O-ring on. We don't have any new parts left on the cardboard. We have all our old parts off, so we know we're done. So reassembly is pretty straightforward. Be sure both your snap rings are up there before you start assembly. Again, oil these. This snap ring will go on forward. Oil that. It's got a bevel on the rod, but more oil always helps. And sometimes you just got to give them a little tap. So then once it's on, it slides easy. And of course we got our packing. We know it went O-ring out. So then we got our last backup ring, our wear ring. You can see where the nut spun going on. Just like that. A little oil on the threads. So sliding the barrel back on, probably the harder part by yourself. I'm gonna try it one way. Because it's moving, it helps.
It is started?
Starting to go. I'm just gonna oil it.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it started in, it almost self-centered.
Yeah, it should. I gotta get a different punch.
You need me for more?
So just tap that in. Till you see the wire ring. So then this wire snap ring will go in. There, you can hear it click and see.
Feels nicer out here than in the shop. You still filming? Trying to get to a place for a snap ring.
Here's that cylinder. Hoses are hooked, pinned back up in spot, ready to lift again. You may get a little leak out of the gland the first time, the O-ring has to seat with pressure, so it may drip, but don't be too worried about that. Since you always hear you should replace both cylinders at once since they wear together, this is my loader, there's the date, and I rebuilt this one. We'll just go and see how long it takes for the next one to start leaking. Hope this helps somebody.